As the narrators, welcome back the viewers to another episode of Dark Souls 2.
The protagonist realizes he does not care and decides to continue with his journey
of watching bloodstains.
You're not supposed to be saying that. You're the protagonist, remember?
The silent protagonist.
No, you don't have to be silent. You can talk. Ish.
I'll say one word or sentence.
No, you will not say one word or
As
sentence.
he realizes there's a sun bro.
The Sun Bro shall be summoned, and it has failed.
Yes.
The Sun Bro didn't care about you.
Oh my god, no way.
Dark Wolf.
And as the protagonist realizes he summoned too many to this boss fight.
This is true. Summoning makes easy. Narrator 1 says.
Also,
I almost thought I was narrator 2.
when summoning two people,
Shit goes slow as hell.
and not only that, his flame swath is less powerful.
I did not know that.
Yes, your power goes down when you summon a person, even a single person. You wanna know how I know that?
Hello, XX. I can't see his name. Triple X Ghost, Triple X Brine Shrimp.
And
Hello,
Brine
Dark
Shrimp.
Wolf 768.
Hey, we waved that thing. Exactly.
We welcome you on our journey to
the Lost Sinner.
Namek.
Can he be run?
What?
Can he get poisoned?
I have no idea.
Well, we're about to find out.
Well, the power of the flame swath will be greatly decreased.
With the more people you summon.
Yep, even if you summon one person, it will not be at full
The
power.
narrator realizes had he came here 5 minutes earlier, he could have avoided this whole fight.
How?
Because of the thing that went in his eyes and pissed him off. Her. Yes.
Wait, it's a her?
Yes.
Her.
It's actually
Oh my
a her.
god.
What the hell? How does the first narrator know that it's a her? Did you check?
Don't ask. Narrator 2. Just don't ask.
So, the first narrator has went through some deep, dark places to figure out what the Lost Sinner
Yes.
is.
Narrator 1 has been in some deep, dark holes.
And please do not take that as a metaphor. We really advise you not to.
The protagonist drinks to Estes. His friend is vanquished. He must avenge him.
But is he
Soon
going to?
realizes this guy is pretty tough. He's like, damn, that ass. It's distracting.
As the protagonist use up all his stamina, we advise you to not copy of his doings, or else you will die. Seriously, don't do it. Keep good stamina management. We cannot stress this enough.
You know you can stretch. Shut the hell up.
And apparently, there was a guy known that could parry this guy.
Yeah, you could parry him. But
But
you only stun him for like a second. It's not even really enough to tap.
as the protagonist's other friend does a lot of damage using sorcery, like the boss he is, the protagonist uses flame swath to kill it. Partly kill it.
Our
Lit ghost on
protagonist
fire.
barely escapes.
Barely escapes.
And the
Wrath of the lost sinner.
and the protagonist lets out a loud war cry.
Poor kid.
He wanted to tap that.
I mean, she kept her legs very toned. That's why I came in right.
Yes.
So these are the shackles holding the lost sinner.
Yes. So had you came before the damn thing entered its eyes, you would have avoided that battle.
Yeah, I expected so.
In fact, she would have been a worthy ally.
Actually, I could see that too. I would see a problem of her fitting through the door though.
The protagonist should realize that his health is low and should, in fact, heal.
At a bonfire.
And then narrator 2 realizes he's wrong, as healing is useless. We have obtained a fragrant branch of yore.
And a mushroom named Elizabeth.
Yes.
Oh,
Just
crap.
don't consume the mushroom. We all know protagonist is...
Into them shrooms.
Yes. Protagonist is into drugs. What
Especially-
kind? We cannot say.
Especially them Elizabeth shrooms.
He's into a lot of things. Let's just leave it at that.
That's not true.
As the
He's also a little too into himself. Because the protagonist is a narcissist.
As everyone waits while the game loads, we have nothing to talk about.
So we are just improvising. Poorly.
Tired of you people. Sick of me.
And we are tired of the protagonist talking to the narrators. You should just...
Fuck the narrators.
And the narrators say fuck you to you too.
Your soul has the only hope that brings you what you wish.
The protagonist has asked narrator number 2 a question.
And what is your question, protagonist?
Why is narrator number 2 such a douche?
Because the protagonist is a douche.
That was stupid.
As the protagonist levels up to level 71, he wonders why did he upgrade those things that he did.
Yeah, I forgot. This is the way, right?
Yes, it is, and
Would the narrator please answer
To the right.
protagonist's question?
wrong, right.
You may take a left.
You're still being an idiot, protagonist.
You can go straight.
Take it right.
Totally could have just went straight.
Now
There
we
it is.
finally realize that the protagonist
You
has,
totally see that.
has no sense of direction. The protagonist has no sense of direction whatsoever.
What was your question?
I forgot. Niggas talk so much.
The protagonist keeps running into a bunch of walls like the dumbass he is.
We've always knew he needed glasses.
More than glasses. Was he here before?
Yes, he was. He's the guy with the Blue Moon sword. Blue Moon Greatsword.
He realizes that's a person he could kill for his weapon, but would be a douche move.
Considering how he helps you out with the last boss. And I should have never said that, son of a bitch.
That is true.
And now the narrators realize that they should shut the hell up and let the protagonist feel out everything of once of our pain.
Narrator 2 realizes that's not what narrator 1 thought.
So, narrator 1 is just gonna be a douche and just tell him what's gonna happen.
No. Narrator 1 was not thinking that. He just wants to keep talking in the third person and improvising at every turn. Which probably makes him seem like a douche. But we know he's cool and hot.
You are talking about protagonist, right?
Sure,
Okay, thank you.
sure.
And the protagonist
As the
doesn't
narcissistic protagonist realizes he was being sarcastic.
Ah.
Then the protagonist finally realizes what happened to him.
Get your bitch ass out the way.
Just pushed her.
No, she pushed herself. She was trying to pull the button.
Get up.
Pull the button. What's wrong with me? Pull the switch.
Talk to Cough, cough, cough.
Now the
I can't
protagonist
believe that's a dialogue.
The protagonist's
Is
ego
about-
vision is not coming into play.
and the protagonist is about to realize that he needs to give up some clothes.
Or take them off.
You know, whichever one is fine.
They're all fine.
I've been hard to speak.
The protagonist isn't really listening. As she is a woman.
Give me
And
All she does is cough.
a moment.
that's because of
Which
the-
isn't something our narcissistic protagonist realized because he's not really listening.
What?
Apparently he's not listening to the narration in his head.
What? I keep hearing voices. They won't shut the hell up.
the protagonist realized that he's fully gone crazy and should become hollow.
Well, he is becoming hollow. So the voices get louder in his head. And if you're hearing this, it's probably happening to you too.
I think I should become friends with the monsters in my head.
The narrators say no.
I didn't want to anyway.
As the protagonist pulls the switch, he realizes that if he looks behind him,
He might be
Oh no! No! No!
And
Scare
now-
the hell out of me.
and now the protagonist is locked inside and the bitch won't do anything about it. She's just standing there.
like all women
nope.
do. All the time.
Oh my god.
Never actually helping. But this one's okay because unlike them, she doesn't scream.
And the protagonist is about to realize that that frog is about to petrify him if he gets too close to the smoke.
And the sexist statements need to stop. You know, narrator 2, totally not number 1.
But it was totally narrator 1. Dick.
Totally? What are you, a 16-year-old girl?
I'm a 17-year-old guy with sideburns that can kick your ass.
Wow.
Don't let him fool you, he has mullets.
Oh, I do not have a mullet. I'm a black guy. Who would see a black guy with a mullet? That just looks wrong.
So while you have it on,
I don't have a mullet.
no, I put a face to these voices in my head, and you have a mullet.
Why are you imagining me with a mullet? By the ass protein.
Imagining you put yourself in that position.
I did not put myself in that position, and the protagonist has just found the bonfire due complete bullshit.
I'm not complete bullshit. It's 2 doors.
No. I'm saying it's complete bullshit because there's no traps.
Ooh, that's a great.
Now the protagonist can increase up his essence flesh from 5 to 6.
There's no more trap, right?
Narrator 1 and 2 refuse to answer.
Take your silence as a yes, hell yes.
This is what happens when you use a bonfire.
Well, you get scared.
No. Enemies respawn and you're gonna have to re-kill them all over again. Protagonist just realized that that was redundant and didn't need to do that.
I would say it was useless. I mean, it looked like he had it. It was worth a shot.
Was it? Was it really?
Hopefully the protagonist has binoculars so he can look that frog right in the eye.
It's already looking me in my eyes.
It's looking
Staring into your soul.
he's staring into everyone's
Into
soul.
your dark soul.
And everyone has a second dark soul.
Nuts on that guy.
And the protagonist has just gotten poisoned. Which is going to be a bitch for when he finds someone with a bat staff.
And he is pretty much dead.
Yep.
What the hell? Ah, poison.
death by poison is not a good way to die.
It's the best way to die.
Especially against people with hex, dark fog, and the bad stuff. They seriously need to figure something out with that thing. It's
Or just
bullshit.
walk around with a bunch of poison moss.
That also helps too. But we already know people really don't have it.
Which is weird. Because I carry around like 60.
Yeah, not a lot of people actually have that in their inventory. Mainly due to the fact that people don't really want to use it.
Can I pick up his body and move it around?
No, you cannot. This isn't Skyrim or Fallout.
Or Dark Souls 1?
You can do that in Dark. Well, actually, you could partly do that in Dark Souls 1,
You
but
can't pick it up, but just
drag it around.
drag it around.
Just drag it around with your feet.
Where is it that I am?
The protagonist will soon realize that this place was all for naught.
Sons of a bitch.
I said soon realize.
You sons of a bitch.
Soon.
You haven't realized it yet. Now you did.
You sons of a bitch.
Too late, you ruined it. You don't get the right anymore.
What?
You lose your right to say son of a bitch.
But
And it's not good.
yeah, sadly enough, these guys pack a lot of defense.
Either that or the protagonist is just weak.
Yeah, he really needs to upgrade that sword.
And if I do need to upgrade such a thing, how would you say I would upgrade it?
Easy. Blacksmith. The protagonist will soon realize that he might get stoned to death later.
Stoned?
For his stupidity. And that
Ow!
too.
I got fucking stoned. Ow! Oh, okay. I see where the stoning is coming from.
Let's just hope the protagonist doesn't die because his ring is broken and his life won't be protected anymore.
I'm pretty sure the protagonist is already dead. See, look at that ugly face.
It's not ugly. It's just the way it's supposed to be made. Lockstone box.
As the
Who
protagonist
one that was up here?
finds a lockstone, he realizes that the enemy moved its placement. The protagonist gets pissed off
He's
and
pissed all the time. Look at those nuts. Barely walking around.
damn it, I was gonna say something.
Testicular cancer.
I was gonna say, since the protagonist is pissed off, he starts stabbing the creature in the balls.
Is that what testicular cancer actually does to you?
It does make it ugly. You niggas are fast.
The protagonist is running away. The protagonist is using a strategic withdrawal, which is not needed considering the fact that he's stronger.
Of course, we all know enemies are stronger in groups.
This is also true. So very, very true. Like he's sounding like this.
You are?
Dude, no narration shit. This is actually pretty funny.
It's actually pretty fucking still.
It's true.
Oh, he just
As narrator
apparently
1
know it.
replies,
Narrator 1 can reply to these nuts.
I have a feeling that narrator 1 has already did.
narrator 1 leaves no comment.
Can the protagonist ask narrator 2 a joke?
Fire away, protagonist.
Knock, knock, narrator number
Who's there, protagonist?
2. These.
I am not going to continue.
These what?
These nuts. In Keith's mouth.
The protagonist realizes that there's a three-way fork in the road and now realizes which way he should go.
Because there is no way to she go.
protagonist reads helpful messages and completely bypassed them.
It says to use the ring. And I shall use the ring on the next episode of Dark Souls 2. With narrator number 2 being my bitch.
Fuck you.
Ah.